y'all. It is Satu here. Um, Back with another video. This is the first time I'm doing this on camera, but I feel like I need to I need to trim down my collection. There are decks that I have that are not really serving me. I don't use them maybe, or I don't know. I've been wanting to get rid of them, but too lazy to actually make the effort. So I'm going to take the first step of that today by separating those decks from my collection. I'm here sitting by my bedside because I keep all my decks under my bed in like a cart thingy. Like, I don't know. It's kind of messy now, but it's like this thing. And I have two of them. And then the decks that I use regularly or use at the moment, I just have on my desk. And my favorite decks that I swap in and out, I have in like I have on my windowsill in like a nice little uh, container thing. So there's no rhyme or organization to this. This particular bin are the decks that were closest to me at the time, but also the decks that are kind of more new to my collection, and then the other bin that I have are decks that I've had for a while or that may not be my favorite. So I'm going to start with this one first for no particular reason, and here we go. I already have my hand on this. So the Byzantine Tarot. um, I loved this deck. I have not used it ever. I've only shuffled with it to try to bond with it. I love, love, love the art. I'm just struggling to figure out how it fits in my collection. As someone who is trying to read or reads to me professionally, and also for myself, I'm like, it's hard for me to use this for myself, and it's also hard for me to bring this out professionally, but I love the art. And so I'm trying to figure out, I think I'm just going to try to rehome it, which is unfortunate. I think it's going to be hard to rehome. It is a Scylla Conway piece, and Scylla Conway is a marvelous artist. I have a couple of her decks on my wish list, namely, the Intuitive Tarot and the Devas Tarot. Don't remember the name of it. It focuses around the Devas. And, but this one is one that went mass market, and it basically, the book itself is really good. It just talks about the cards and, along with that, the history of the history and culture of the Byzantine Empire. There is a lot of religious imagery because this covers a period of time where Christianity was established within the Byzantine Empire. And so, I thought that was pretty cool. I think it's in really good condition because I haven't used it. I shuffled the cards a little bit, but even so, they're still great condition, But beautiful. Look at this Ace of Cups. I don't know. So anyway, I will put it, I guess people call it a purgatory thing. So I'm going to separate this one from the bunch. I'm going to lay that to the side. This one I will keep. This is the Tarot Bohemian Secrets. I like it. I like the project. For those who don't know, this used to be called the Ghetto Tarot, but a photographer who does photographs all over the world, captures global life and cultures. Partnered up with an artist organization, Ground Roots Artist Organization in Haiti, and did this Rider-Waite-Smith clone through photography. And the artists created their own props. So these, like when you see these swords, these are handmade. The setting, like the tools are handmade. The pieces that you see are handmade. And it's just, I don't know, I like the project. I realize that I can read with this, but I know that for some people, it's hard to read photographs. But because it's a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, like I feel like it kind of is the exception to that. So yeah, so I'm keeping this. It stinks. So I guess basically what I'm doing, I guess I'm just going through my collection. Starman Tarot. This I'm keeping. So here is the book. So this is the kit, the set. I got this as a gift. So I don't give away gifts. If something's gifted to me, I do not give it away. So I'm keeping this. However, if this deck is not something that is for me personally, here is, I put it in its own baggie. They sell the Llewellyn sells the Starman baggie. So I just removed it from the box and put it in here. But there's a lot going on in this deck. A lot going on. And you know what also perturbs me about the concept of this deck is that they marketed this as the David Bowie Tarot, and it is not the David Bowie Tarot. It is the artist who was once commissioned to do something for David Bowie, that it's his tarot. Like, this has very little to do with David Bowie. And so I feel like they marketed it a little bit insincerely. And so I think that's why my friend gifted this to me. No, actually, I think because they ended up with two. And so, yeah. But it's cool to have, I guess. It's just really busy. I don't like having to fish for the symbology. I need to see the overall concept of a card very simply. And so here it's like I have to figure out like what is going on. And then I have to find the meaning. And then I have to find the meaning within the context of the spread. And then I have to determine what the cards are saying as a whole. So I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind, but it'll stay in the collection. But it's not, it's one of those things that's like for the collection's sake, not necessarily something that I see myself using. And I always cherish gifts from friends. That's Starman. Okay. What is this? What's in here? Oh, so this is so one of the things that I do when I feel anxiety. So of course, recently I'm in the United States. So of course, we're going through it right now, as well as a lot of parts of the world. And I was upset, and so one of the things I do when I get stressed or angry or frustrated or anxious is I start creating my own decks. And so this isn't one of them. This is from another time that I did this during the summer. But the project that I'm working on right now is my own Lenormand, just because it helps me like, it's like soothing to me to like just kind of get in there and create and, you know, fish around for images and art and color and things like that. But I did this. This is a facsimile of the Linweave Tarot, and I'm keeping this. So basically, the Linweave is a huge deck. It's a vintage deck from an out-of-print publisher, in which they did like in order to advertise their paper, because it was a paper, like a printing business. They hired a lot of like cool illustrators, like, for example, David Palladini, who you recognize his art style, and some others. And they printed the tarot minus the minor arcana on, you know, their paper and sold it. So I have that out of print copy. I am trying to resell it. It is in great condition, but I also still wanted to read with the cards. So I made this facsimile to make playing cards on linen, oracle sized, so that I can read with them, because I still want to enjoy the art. It's just that the large art print version, I can't, I'm not going to use it, obviously. It was really just something to have in my collection, but I realized that I don't need it. I don't need it. So yeah, so this is a facsimile of the Linweave Tarot. And then here I have the borderless version of Tarot of the Moon Garden. I actually prefer the one with borders, but I do like the linen cardstock of the newly released borderless version. I don't know about the purple gild. I don't know, like mass market gilding kind of bothers me. But yeah, I bought this because I liked, I don't know, for me it just represents a type of whimsy, you know. And with it printed on the linen, I love the texture that it adds to the imagery, you know. It's a deck. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but I have had a few dream experiences in which I'm in like a landscape just like this, with fairies, or I guess with beings that I interpreted as fairies. And it was one of the best freaking dreams. Like, it's one of those dreams that you're like, was this a dream or was this something else? Because I'll never forget it. I had it a few times. And the feeling that I got in that dream was so like ethereal and heavenly and blissful. Like, it was really cool. So I was looking for a deck that kind of had that a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, like maybe for me to explore a little bit of that Fae energy. I am African American, but I don't know, something about the Fae. And I do have some ancestry that harkens back to Scottish, Celtic, and Welsh culture. So, you know, I think it's just cute. It's my only, like, I feel like it's my only cute deck. I don't really do cute, but I love whimsical. I guess whimsy is really kind of what I was after here. Here's the F card. So this is going to stay for now. Haven't really like used it consistently. Like, I've done like a couple of like daily pulls with it. A lot of people swear by the book. I haven't gotten too much into the book, but it does give a lot of like really cool things, like rituals. Just, it's, you know, it's a good product. It's a good product. I still want the the old bordered version just for collecting sake. But yeah, so this is gonna stay. So that's Tarot of a Moon Garden. Ugh, getting comfortable. What's this? Oh, this is no stranger to the channel, my raggedy copy of the Tantric Bikini Oracle. You know, it stays. I would never try to sell this because I've mucked it up so badly that I just don't want to. Anything that's damaging my collection, I will not sell. I will always sell things that I feel like are good quality, gently used things. So this is staying, and I do use it, and it's fun. I've talked a lot about the Tantric Bikini, and I'm sure others have talked a lot about the Tantric Bikini on their channels. So yeah, that's staying. This is the Smith-Waite Centennial. That's staying. What's these? Oh yeah, this is staying. I talked about this. This is in my top 10. This is the Sacred Sisterhood Tarot. Freaking love this deck. I read with it for myself, for other people. I love the warm color palette. I love the illustrative style. Yes, this is. I love this deck. I love this deck. Let's see. This is another stress project. This is a Rider-Waite Smith clone that I created using Pamela Coleman Smith's line work. It is, the line work, the illustrations are currently in public domain, so that's probably why you see a lot of versions of Rider-Waite Smith popping up. So I created my own, and I decided to color code it because I find that finding pattern finding is really essential to my reading experience. So if I see a bunch of black and white, then I'm like, oh wow, majors. If I see a bunch of green, I'm like, okay, this is this is pentacle focus, this is earth focus, this is work focus or material focus, so I like being able to easily point those things out for myself. And I think for me, this is I carry this around a lot for a bit too. It's just a great everyday carry. It's something different for people to see when you do readings for them, but it's also familiar. So it's cool. And I did the backs like this, like a play on the plaid backs of the Rider tarot. And yeah. And it's linen. I made it linen. This is all through MPC. So yeah, this was another project in which I was probably in a moment of I'm stressed and I need to take my mind off things, and let me make a deck. So yeah, so that's that. African Goddess Tarot Arcana, or African Goddess Rising, sorry. I'm keeping it. It is not necessarily my style. I am essentially, keeping it for the culture. I love goddess decks, and I like that this deck is centered on African goddesses based in African cultures that descend from Africa, I guess you could say. And I think it's a staple in any Black girl tarot readers collection. So I have it for the culture. I do love the colors though. I love the brightness. Sometimes you just need that pop of color, and so I love that it doesn't shy away from that. I also love the shadow aspects of this deck. So for example, masks, a great keyword. Good, Juju. Let's see, what's another one? Masks, a great keyword. Let's see, what's another one? Desire, Alchemy. There's more, but anyway, there's, oh, Self-Sabotage is another one. So I like oracle decks that have a good mix of like both shadow and light to really challenge the reflection of the self, you know. So this is African Goddess Rising by Abiola Abrams, who also did, I don't have it, but she also did the Ancestors, an ancestral oracle deck that came out recently. So that stays. All the ones in the bags are really just gonna stay. I don't know why I'm taking them out. Antique Anatomy, it stays. It's one of those things where I have to be in the mood to use it. But it stays. I would not sell this because I kind of etched it in like a weird gold and then it like bled on the edges, which kind of makes it look kind of like cool. But yeah, I wouldn't give this to somebody. So yeah, it stays. And I put it in this like bag that has like all these cute stuff on it to kind of ironically, like just to be ironic about it. What do we have here? Oh, this is my Space Oracle deck that I also made on MPC. I was like, I wanted Space deck. I couldn't find one that was already available that suited me at the time, so I just made my own. Created some keywords. This is actually this deck actually plays a special part in my, I guess, journey. This deck, before my grandmother passed away, you know, my spiritual court sent me a dream featuring one of the cards from this deck, and it was the Pluto card, which in this context means death, however you perceive that. And sometimes, you know, when you get cards that that are resonant of death, sometimes it's metaphorical, but also sometimes it's literal. So like literally, like in a dream, before I heard my grandmother was dying, I was having this random dream, and all of a sudden, out of no context or clue, this card just keeps like popping up in my vision, like front and center, in the middle of like the most random dream. And I'm like, oh, somebody's trying to tell me something. And then I drew some cards the next morning, and it kind of confirmed a lot of my fears. And then later that night, my mom told me that my grandmother was in the dying process, that they were going to prepare for her to go. And so with that being said, it's like, I think that's why I'm such a proponent of creating my own like divination tools, because I feel like if you work with a spiritual court, like your spirit guides, your ancestors, angels, whoever, they're going to use things that are of meaning to you to talk to you. And so having at least one deck that you made, no matter how you make it, I think would be, I don't know, if you haven't tried it, try it. It's cool. This is Vintage Aquarian. It's really overdone, but I like the oversize of it. I've used this for myself, and I've used this, there we go. I've used this for others as well. I love the Aquarian Tarot generally, so this is a no-brainer, but I find that if I were to, I probably wouldn't have purchased this because it's too aged, but still I kind of like the fact that what the aging does to the coloration. I don't know, but that stays. Oh, soul cards. These are, okay, so I did a project that I didn't finish recording, my bad. But I did a project with soul cards in which I like chose cards that were based on the major arcana, or based on the tarot, and I separated them. So that is actually by my bedside. I've been using that. And these are what's left over. So I figured that, you know, still keeping these cards as like an oracle situation maybe, or whatever, but then the cards that I selected for the tarot, I'm kind of using them. They're not titled, so which I'm finding is very fun for me, because I still get to use them as I've been using soul cards as oracle, but knowing that they're infused with the meanings, significances of the tarot, I think makes it really, really cool. Oracle of Roses. I love this deck. It's a recent purchase. It's deals with archetypes, you know, and I love it. I think I bought it for a couple of decks that I had in my collection that were more on the feminine side, and so I just really like it, and I love working with archetypes and roles, and so I got it. Do I need it? No. But I'm gonna hold on to it and see how it grows with me. This is the La Vie en Rose Oracle by Rose Bay. If you don't know her work, you better get to know it. She's a wonderful artist, collage, and this is like a love oracle, and I love this because it comes with like so many cards, and the keywords are so interesting. So you have like incubus, and you have self-reflect, and you have residual energy, just possession, you know, like what? Possession? It's just really cool. She made the images, the faces of the cards out of like washi tape, so it's like really cool. And I love, you know, I love that it doesn't shy away from all of the aspects of love, not just the lovey-dovey romantic stuff, but also the shadow aspects as well. A lot of the keywords tend to slap you in the face, which I love and hate. So yeah, so I really like this deck, and also it has a nice feminine flair as well with the roses. The rose is definitely a motif in Rose Bay's artistic work that you'll find. So yeah, have that. So that's staying. Eek, there we go. Memento Mori. It's staying because like the book got wet, but also it is a great oracle. I love this. You know, it's weird because like, yeah, I love my Afrocentric decks, but then I also have like this other side of my collection that's very like dark. And this is kind of one of them for me. This has been a really accurate reader for me at times. I ironically have not paired this with the Antique Anatomy Oracle. I just don't feel a need. I feel like for me, this is one of these decks that I can use on my own, similar to the Tantric Dakini. So yeah, I actually like this better, not Tantric Dakini. Yeah, so I actually like this better than Antique Anatomy. I don't know. I do. I just do. I love the backs, you know. What is up? There we go. So yeah, Memento Mori stays. Crystal Oracle. I just got this. I love the art. This is by the folks who, Broccoli Mag. So this is one of the Broccoli Mag decks. Love the art. So trying to see how it fits in my collection. It reminds me so much of Abuso Pa's Love Oracle of Eden. And I love that oracle so much. This is a crystal oracle. I have 3. This is one of 3 crystal oracles that I have now. The keywords are interesting. I'm still working through it, so I'm gonna hold on to it because I want to see how it actually will end up fitting in my collection. I just want to give it more time to simmer. So that's the Crystal Oracle. Oops, the Crystal Oracle by Broccoli Mag. Ugh. This Supernova Tarot. Another recent purchase, like in the last 3 months, I think. I like the arts. I don't think I need this. So I'm like, I love the art. I should keep it, but also I don't need it. Like I'm not, it's not one of those things where I'm like, oh my gosh. I think maybe for me, it's the gloss. That's also probably like turning me off, but the images are really fun. It's still in good condition. Yeah, I think I will try to rehome this, which is making me sad because I actually like, you know how you just like, you like the decks, but it's just like, it doesn't seem to be hitting the way that you wanted it to hit. So I'm gonna put this in with the Purgatory stuff. This is another one, Woma, The White Owl Mystic Arcana by Elfie Kalfakis. It's a collage oracle that is based on astrology and the moon cycles. I bought it because I was wanting to, I got excited when I bought Rose Day's, oh my gosh, the tarot deck that she just made. Oh my God, the Sifting Tarot. And I thought this would be a cool, pairing with it. However, it does come with a digital guidebook. I love the designs. It's linen. I'm not seeing the keywords when you draw things, when you draw the cards, it's hard for me to make a cohesive reading for me out of it. But so it has planets, it has times of the year, has astrology signs, it has elements, and then it has assorted keywords like vision. It has moon cycles or different types of moons. So the blue moon, and you have balance, the September moon, priest, roles. So it just seems like a mix, and it doesn't, I don't know. I feel like it's going in a lot of different directions. I think that's my issue with it, but it's beautiful art. I think this is going in Purgatory. It's an indie deck. Very reasonably priced, I believe. Still in good condition, slightly bowed because I try to riffle shuffle to bond with decks. And so it's cool. The box is also very plain. There's no design in the box, which is fine. I don't care. I don't care about that. Yeah, so this is probably gonna go in Purgatory. Ugh. Dust to Onyx. I'm keeping it just because, again, I'm keeping it for the culture. I also really love this deck. I mentioned in some earlier video that it's hard for me to use because the art is so good that it's, I don't know, the artwork is just so artworky, like it belongs in a museum. And I don't know, like it is absolutely beautiful. This is the focus, please, focus. There we go. This is the travel edition. There's a full-size edition. So yeah, I'm keeping this beautiful rose petal cardstock, matte gold gilding. Love it. I don't use it as often, but I should. For the culture. We Moon Tarot, freaking love this. Not giving this away. We Moon is a printing company. I think they do calendars, and they've worked with a variety of artists who are active in the tarot community over the years. This is their 40th. What is it? It's like a 40th. It's like an anniversary issue where they feature all of the artwork that they've published from different artists over the years. And so the theme is very feminine, very goddessy, without like having to be like the goddesses of the world, but it has that like divine feminine energy, which I really love. I have not used this with other people, but I am eager to. I think this is something that would really go well, not necessarily for divination, but for inner guidance, for strengthening intuition, for empowerment. Just the way that it interprets the meanings in connection to the divine as mother, I find really great. And you will see some familiar illustrations that have been found in other decks, but that doesn't really bother me. This is a collaborative deck, which also doesn't bother me. I like it. And even though it's a collaborative deck, it still feels cohesive to me. And so, yeah, glad I have this. That's We Moon, keeping that one. Okay, I gotta move this along. This is Apocalypsis, Tarot Apocalypsis. Keeping it. It's just this cheesy kind of like world myths kind of based deck. Love the illustrations. I love how rich it is. How, like, I just love the illustrations. So I'm keeping it. The book and box are in like on the bookshelf somewhere. Keeping it, Tarot Classic. I realized that this size card is a really good size card for me. It's not like your typical tarot, recent contemporary tarot size, but it's not mini either. Like, this is just right. I love it. Tarot Classic, was it from the 1970s maybe? I don't remember. Someone correct me. But it's a really good beginner deck from Marseille. It's not traditional imagery of Marseille. Like, it mimics traditional imagery of Marseille, but it's illustrated for its time very, like, I don't know, differently. And I love the colors. I love the brush strokes that you can see in the illustrations. Yeah, keeping it. And it's really, even though it's a vintage copy, it's really affordable still. What's up with that? What's up with the secondhand tarot prices? Like, does anybody understand, like, what is going on? Animal Spirits. This is not even like an oracle, but I've used it as an oracle. Beautiful artwork by Susan Sedin-Goulet. Beautiful artwork. And then they're like knowledge cards, so they talk about the different animals. So on the back, they have the animals. I think that I don't need it. I'll probably just give this away to somebody, maybe my niece. It was like 10 bucks. I don't know. Let's put that away. All right. Keeping it, another Rider-Waite-Smith clone. I'm gonna go for another 5 minutes and then this is, oh gosh, I don't know what type of, the name of the actual production of this deck is, but it is a Rider-Waite-Smith clone that was made in like 1990, like early 1990s. I think it's really funny because they crop out all the images, but they also like recolor them in interesting ways too. Some faces are just pure white, some of them are flesh colored, some of them are really dark skinned. It's just really interesting, and I like the yellow backgrounds. Like look, like look, it's just really interesting. I think it's pretty fun, and again, the size of this deck makes it really nice to shuffle. It's a really great size deck. So keeping that one, the Gay Marseille by Charlie Claire Burgess. I love what they did with this deck. Linen, color palettes, very on theme, and of course, glad to support a queer non-binary artist. You know, sometimes when I buy things, it's really, it is political. It is political, it's cultural, it's to support people, it's to support concepts and ideas. And so I think that was this for me. And, you know, I like reading with Marseille. I don't do it as often as I'd like, but it's always nice, especially when you're reading for others, to have these types of like options that are really fun to look at. I've been thinking about though gifting this to a friend, but I don't know. I like it, but I feel like, you know, when you feel like someone else could use this, could use this better. Like that's kind of how I feel about this deck. So I end up might giving it to a particular friend. This is, oh gosh, it's another gem, Crystal Gem Oracle. Oh my God, I'm forgetting it. It's Crystal Allies Oracle. I love the cheesy art, but I also love the system of the deck. The box and the book are on my bookshelf, but the book has a lot of information about the meanings of different crystals and of the keywords of the crystals. I think as I've been doing readings with them are very much along the kind of how to strengthen your inner gift kind of thing, more so than divinatory, which is fine. Glossy, has elements. I just like the system, and the art is just like really fun. Digital art of the 90s, 2000s. Has a lot of cards. So yeah, so I'm keeping this for now. Gosh, what am I giving away? Deshawn, you gotta do something. Okay, last one. I don't even know how many cards I have in my collection. Love Oracle of Eden. Frickin' love this deck. It's very well made, very well crafted. Glossy on the front, rose petally on the back, which I've never seen before. Featuring a photographer. I only remember that the photographer's name is called the Togfather on Instagram. And they make these beautiful, like, ethereal scenes that mimic Renaissance style or classical art. And it's just so beautiful, and it's just so diverse. And yes, the keywords are basic as hell. So I tend to use this as like a focal. I use these cards as the focal point of readings. because it's like, oh, theme. Very easy. This is a love oracle, but it's all about love in the general sense. So it's not just about romance, it's about all of the different aspects and concepts concerning love, which I like. It's just really cool. Like, yeah, keeping it. All right, y'all. This has been fun. Oh, okay. All right, this has been fun. I'm gonna call it here. I think I made it like a little over halfway through this first container, and I guess I'll continue onward. But I only got rid of, wait, 4. 4 decks are currently placed in purgatory. I don't know, sue me. But anyway, I hope you all have a great week. I hope you all are taking care of yourselves. I hope you're finding your own ways towards liberation, and I hope you're finding comfort in community and family. So, yeah, see you next time. Bye.